Hey guys, we're doing the walkthrough on the Ranger XP1000 NorthStar Ultimate here. Looking at the front end of this machine, you are going to get a 4,500 pound winch on the front here. This does have auto stop on there. On the right hand side of the winch here, you are going to have your free spool. So you can open that to pull it out and then flip it back to re-engage it. Looking at the hood here, this does remove. So you undo both the locks up top here, lift and pull it towards you. Up front here, you are gonna have your coolant fill here, coolant reservoir right there, windshield washer fluid. Up front here, you do have your bus bar for any electronic hookups like light bar, anything along those lines. To get the hood back on there, you do have two tabs on the bottom here that are gonna line up with either spot right here. Push it forward and then lock both of those down. Starting on the left-hand side here, you're gonna have your winch controls on the inside here for in and out. Also your lights here, your low beams and your high beams. The steering wheel here does adjust with this tab right here. You can lift it up, lift it down, however you'd like. So looking at the display here, you're gonna have three columns here. This top column is gonna adjust with the mode button here. You're gonna go from mile per hour to RPMs to your engine temperature. These buttons on the top and bottom are gonna adjust that middle column. You go from your odometer, your engine temperature, your service hours, engine hours, your voltmeter, trip 2, trip 1, and then back to your odometer. To get into the settings for this machine, you're going to hold this mode button down. Within your options, you can change your units from mile per hour to kilometer per hour, Fahrenheit to Celsius. You can adjust your backlight color. You've got two options here. You've got blue and you've got red. Red's a little bit easier to see at night. Blue is a little bit easier during the daytime. Your backlight level, I usually keep this all the way up. It's the easiest to see. And then back to our service hours. So the normal service interval for this machine is going to be 100 hours. So if we click on this, we can adjust that up to the 100 hours. The initial service for this is going to be 25 hours. That is going to be your break-in period for the machine. With that break-in period, you're going to split the 25 hours into two 12.5 hour periods. That first one, you're gonna be running from no throttle to half throttle, varying in between there. And then for that second set of 12.5 hours, it is gonna be up to 3/4 throttle, again, varying in between there. After you get through that break-in period is gonna be your first service for the machine. Bring it in, get an oil change the oil filter, and a check on a few other components as well. You got your shifter up front here, really easy to move in these 2025s. You got your high, low, neutral, reverse, and your park. Looking at the middle here, you are going to have your selectable drive modes here. You're going to have your turf mode on the low end here. Middle is going to be two-wheel drive. Top is going to be your four-wheel drive. You got your different driving modes here. You've got your work, standard, and performance modes, as well as your windshield washer controls. Down below that is going to be your fan functions and heat and AC. So you got your fan over here. You got your AC. You can turn that on or off. And then your temperature control, either hot or cold. Down below that, you're going to have a 12-volt hookup, battery tender hookup, and USBs underneath there as well. In the Ultimate, there is going to be ride command standard on these guys. So what that's going to get you is going to be the power windows, tip-out windshield here. You are going to get the JBL audio, and obviously the ride command screen here as well. So we'll walk you through the ride command screen here first. So the first button here is going to get you to your gauge options. You can adjust this around however you'd like by going to the settings button here. You can get in, you can change whatever layout you'd like. And then when it comes to all of your options here, you can fine tune this to whatever you want up on there. You can change your elevation on there, take one off, add one on, whatever you'd like on there, however you'd like to see it. The next function that we can do here is going to be your map function. So it's going to get you waypoints, gas stations, trail maps, everything along those lines. Next button here is going to be getting you to your phone. You can hook up your phone to this via Bluetooth or via USB as well. Next button here is going to be getting to your music. Music here, you can change your source from FM, AM, you've got weather radio, you can hardwire your USB into it, or you can go through Bluetooth as well. The middle button here is going to be like your home button. You can access it through this button or by pressing this top button here, and it gets you back to the same functions that these buttons can get you back to as well. So you do have a reverse camera on here, so it'll engage when you are backing up, or if you go to the camera setting in the home menu here. Through the home screen here as well, you can get into all of your settings. So if you need to reference your VIN, your total miles, any information on the machine, you can get it there. So with the Ultimate, you do have a flip out windshield here. It's gonna have 3 different positions. You can lift it all the way up if you'd like. You can have it cracked by just adjusting it to this bottom lever here, or you can have it completely closed as well. You do have a couple of different vents on this machine. You're gonna have the 2 up here that can open and close for your defrost. You've got 4 vents up top here, and then you do have 2 down below here as well for your heat and AC. You got 2 glove boxes here. This top one is just gonna be on grommets. This is also storing your wireless winch controller. If this isn't in your glove box, check in the hood. It may be stored up there as well. But to turn this on, you're gonna hold the power button here, and then you have your wireless winch controls out and in there. You also get a little holder with it. You can mount that wherever you want on the dash or just keep it in the glove compartment. But this one is just on grommets, so it requires a little bit of pushing to get it out of there. This one is gonna be a little bit larger. It'll have your user manual in there. Great storage for anything else you wanted to bring along with you. So underneath the seat here, you do have a little storage compartment here. This does remove to get into access to airflow, things along those lines. So with the seat on the Ranger NorthStar Ultimate, this guy is gonna adjust for you forward and backwards by just pulling this lever down here. With the seatbelt on these machines, if you don't have this engaged, it is not gonna go over 10 miles an hour. So before you start it up, you're gonna wanna make sure that you have that seatbelt on there to get you full power. So in the crew model here, in the second row of seats, you're gonna have a couple of cup holders here, as well as your 12-volt hookup for anybody charging stuff in the back. This seat does lift up, similar to the one in the front, where you can store underneath there as well. This is gonna be where your battery is located, right back behind here. So you can get to your battery and your fuse box here as well, and a little bit of organization with this little plastic piece. In the front of the machine here, we do have a dome light that's gonna illuminate while you got her started. Looking at the back end of the machine here, to open the dump box here, there is gonna be a lever on either side. You're just gonna lift that up and tip it back. Get on the inside of the engine here. You do have a cotter pin right there that you can remove and extend the box back further if you need to work on the machine a little bit more. You'll have your oil fill on top here. Your oil filter is down in this section right here. You can see it. And then your oil check is gonna be right down in there. On this side, you are gonna have your air box. So your air filter is gonna be stored in there if you ever need to replace that. And then to close the dump box, you're just gonna push it back down, give it a little force to close it. Looking at the back end of the machine, you are gonna have your tailgate here, lift and lower. And if you ever are wondering box capacity, tire pressure, anything along those lines, all that information is gonna be right on the back right here. With the Ranger NorthStars, they are gonna have a 2-inch receiver on the back there, so you can hook up your trailer, move things around on your property.